Guys, come talk. I know it's a free webinar, but you're allowed to talk. My class will always be very chatty class. Oh, Cik Din, apa khabar? Okay. Hi, Rina. Okay, so
Sehat
ada
kita
yang dah.
sehat.
Hi, Azira. Hi, Cik Din. Apa khabar? How's your progress?
Uh, Tengah kutip data.
Okay, tengah ketik
Okay.
data. So dah sampai lah ya.
Ya, ya, ya.
Okay, okay. Okay, so without further ado, I think I will start. Because there's a lot to cover today. Hi, Michael. Okay. Okay, let me see if there's anything. You all can always stop me and ask me. Otherwise, I will see the chat box, but I will be a bit slow in looking at the chat box. So let's start. Kejap ya orang. Kejap ya, 1 minute dah. Just want to. Okay, so why Smart PLS becomes difficult? Okay, many of you all think that Smart PLS is very hard. So many times when I meet students for the first time, students usually will say Smart PLS is difficult. Tak nak buat doktor. I'm scared of doing Smart PLS. Better I do SPSS macam-macam ya. And another set of students are always confused between Smart PLS or AMOS. Okay, so the thing is that whether we are going to use Smart PLS is suitable for all kind of data. Smart PLS, whether your data is normal or not normal, Smart PLS is actually suitable. But when it comes to AMOS, AMOS is a bit sensitive. AMOS works only with parametric data. Parametric data means what? Normal data. So if your data is not normal, then it's quite difficult to use AMOS. So, example, when do you write your chapter 3? When do you all write your chapter 3? Before you all collect data or after you all collect data?
Before collect data, Doctor.
Before.
Before. So before collect data, will you know whether your data is normal or not normal? Boleh tak? That means before you collect your data, do you know whether the data is normal or not normal?
No, you don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know that.
No, doctor.
Aiyo, 1 minute. This one person in the group is so. So we usually don't know whether our data is normal or not normal. Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So then
Correct.
how if we don't know whether our data is normal or not normal, so can we write in chapter 3 that we are using AMOS?
Cannot.
Cannot. So that is the issue for those people. Sometimes people are very stuck, They will say that, doctor, I want to use AMOS. I'm not discouraging anybody like not to use AMOS. It's just that we will not know whether we can use AMOS until we collect our data and we analyze the data and the data shows it's normal, then only we can you all please mute yourself? Okay, so we don't know if we don't know whether our data is normal or not normal, we cannot proceed with AMOS. So that's why many people will opt to use Smart PLS because Smart PLS is a software which is not sensitive to data normality. That means whether your data is normal. If your data is normal, you still can use SmartPLS. If your data is not normal also, you can use SmartPLS. So that is why many students nowadays, we use SmartPLS, because we still need to write our data analysis technique in chapter 3. So chapter 3 is divided by 3 parts. One is called as, the first part will be phase 1 will be about your research design. Second one will be your survey method. Third is your data collection and data analysis tool. So in your data analysis tool, you need to report what software, what method you're using, and what are the steps that you're doing. So that is why we cannot wait, because we need to go for our PD, and in PD we have to tell what kind of analysis that we are doing. So that is why many students opt to use SmartPLS. Okay, another second part. Why SmartPLS is very difficult, right? One is, SmartPLS is not difficult, but the problem with SmartPLS students who want to use SmartPLS, you actually attend SmartPLS class a bit late. So in all my classes, I will tell you, when you all join my chapter 1 class, chapter 2 class, chapter 3 class, it is clearly stated, it's clearly stated that you're supposed to attend SmartPLS class before you collect data. Before you collect data, please go for SmartPLS class. Why? My old students, why I always tell you all, please attend your SmartPLS before you collect your data. Kenapa? Anyone? Because there are many things in SmartPLS that you have to know before you design your survey form, right? Before you design your survey form, you have to know how to use SmartPLS, what are the requirements in SmartPLS, so that we will be better prepared, right? After you collect your data, can you make any changes to your data? Can or not?
Cannot.
Cannot. It's too late already, right? Data is already collected. After that, you can't do much. So that is the reason why we are quite sensitive when it comes to data, right? So that's why we always tell 2 workshops. If you are a quantitative student, there are 2 workshops compulsory you must attend before you collect your data. One is questionnaire design. Second is your SmartPLS. So when you attend this earlier, you can actually overcome or foresee the issues that you may face when you collect wrong data, or your data's quality or rigor is not so good, and what kind of issues that you will have in SmartPLS when you have this issue. There are some students who follow religiously, they attend a questionnaire class, they learn SmartPLS. So because they attend these 2, when they are designing their survey, they know how to design the survey according to SmartPLS. What are the things that they have to look up for? So because of that, when they collect the data, their data maintain the quality. So that means the analysis will be much better. Remember, are you going to collect your data from one person?
No.
Roughly how many people? Roughly how many people?
Depends on population.
Around 400.
About 300, 400?
2 to 300, Doctor.
Yeah. Okay, if you make a mistake, can you go and collect the data again?
No.
Okay, that is why you need to be careful when it comes to data collection. So that is the reason why we keep telling you again. I think we also have a lot of new students today. So when I am teaching, I'm not marketing my programs, because it's your choice. Research is yours. You can attend anyone's workshop out there. It's not just mine. So I'm not marketing here. I'm just telling you, before you go into data collection, please attend how to develop a good survey. That means questionnaire. At least once. Sitara, can you mute yourself, please? Right? So at least once. Can someone mute yourself? I get distracted with the sounds. I don't have anyone to help me today, so just please mute yourself, yeah? Okay, so one important thing is that before you collect your data, make sure you attend your survey questionnaire design and SmartPLS so that you will be better prepared and you will reduce the risk of making mistake. Again, I'm telling you, you're not collecting one data, you're collecting few hundred data. So when you make a mistake, you can't go back. And furthermore, most of us are using Google Form. So one of the drawback of Google Form is what? We don't know who is answering our form, right? Correct or not? Do you all know who is answering
No.
your form?
No, we don't.
So how to go and look for them? That means you need to recollect. So that is why we are keep telling, please be careful when you are doing your data collection. So why, that's why I say, why SmartPLS is difficult? One, wrong measurement scales adopted. Remember, your software, your SmartPLS is actually analyzing your data. The data coming from where? The data is coming from your questionnaire. How your respondents answer the question, that is how it's going to analyze. Correct or not? Correct?
Correct.
Correct. So if you collected a wrong item, that means you actually selected a wrong item to measure one construct, that means you actually, whose mistake? Your mistake or the software's mistake?
Our.
Your mistake. Yeah. Later I'll show you what kind of problems that we will have. Okay. Second, results misunderstood. Okay, you run the results. Okay, nowadays we have a lot of YouTubes. It's all about click, click, click. Yeah. So you just click, click, click. Okay, you got the results, but you don't know what the results mean. So it will also misunderstand the results, right? Correct or not? Correct or not?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, I give you an example. Let's say you run a test in SmartPLS. Suddenly, it's about factor loading. Let's say you run the loading part, auto loading. You got the result 0.489. Do you know what it means? You follow the steps and then you run the test. And then you got the result for one of your construct or variable 0.489. Do you know what's the meaning?
Not significant.
Okay, wasn't good lah. If you understand what is SmartPLS, then you all know how to interpret. But if we don't know the cutoff point, what it means, we won't know how to interpret. You just by looking at numbers will not mean anything unless you know what are the cutoff points, right? Okay, next, no clear research model. Okay, this one I see a lot because I past 2 years, I'm doing a lot of personal coaching. So for students who come to see me, right? Collected data. They already collect data. But when I ask them about their IV, DV, mediator, moderator, they are blank. So can they analyze or not?
Cannot.
Can or not? Cannot. SmartPLS doesn't draw your model for you. You need to tell your model to SmartPLS. How you draw, that is how that flow is going to analyze, because SmartPLS is an analysis thing. It's not logical. It doesn't tell you which is right, which is wrong. So if you don't have a clear model, and your clear model comes from your research question and hypothesis. So it's very important to understand whether your framework reflects on your research question and hypothesis, because we are using SmartPLS to measure what? To measure your research question through your hypothesis. Okay? And then we don't know all these things. We don't know what is a framework, how the framework relates. We don't know what is a proper question, everything. But immediately you want to jump into the SmartPLS. Remember, SmartPLS is not a game. It is an analysis tool. First of all, you need to understand the fundamental of quantitative research. Only then, after that, you can actually move to SmartPLS. Okay. So when you don't know your SmartPLS very well, can you write your chapter 4? Can or not?
Cannot.
Cannot, right? So we have to know what to write. Okay, many students, many students have attended SmartPLS workshops elsewhere, not my class, elsewhere. Even after attending couple of times, they still struggle to write chapter 4. Do you know why? Do you know why?
They didn't understand.
Okay, one, they don't understand. Even if they understand, usually most of the speakers who are teaching SmartPLS, they will teach you very structuredly, seriously, right? all the Tok Guru outside, and they are quite good. They will teach. First, you need to do your measurement model. Under measurement model, what are the things to be reported? After that, you'll go into structural model. After that, you'll go into PLS predict. All that, okay. But the only drawback is that they don't teach you how to write in your thesis. Correct or not? You get the results, but how to write it in proper wordings in your thesis. Do you get that?
Yes.
Right? So if you don't know, you get the results, but if you don't know how to write in your thesis, are you stuck again?
Yes.
Yes. Right? Because chapter 4 is no joke, yeah? Seriously, chapter 4 is no joke, right? So some of them who come to me, they have collected their data for almost 6-7 months. They couldn't proceed, and they have attended Smart PLS elsewhere a couple of times, but yet they say that when it comes to chapter 4, doctor, we don't know the sequence. We don't know which we have to do first, which we have to do next. Okay, another thing I need to tell you is that Smart PLS cannot do data preparation, cannot do data cleaning. You can't edit data in Smart PLS. Smart PLS is only an analysis tool. So we collect data for Smart PLS. I mean, sorry, for your data analysis. Usually you collect your data through your Google form, correct?
Yes.
You collect through Google form. You know, right? When you download your Google form, how the data will be? It'll be a raw data, right?
Yes.
And then it'll be like so many text in the text form, right? So usually data softwares like SmartPLS or ARMOS or SPSS, they cannot analyze in text form. You need to change it to numerical. So all that we cannot do in SmartPLS. Okay, as I told you, SmartPLS is only for analysis. It cannot do any data preparation, data cleaning. So how do I go about it? Class, am I shouting? Am I too loud for you all?
No.
Okay, right.
It's fine. It's
No.
fine.
It's
I
just
need to
fine.
shout a
Doctor.
bit. I need to shout a bit so that, after dinner, you all wake up. Jangan tidur. Okay. Okay. So how do we do that?
So you need to change it to numerical data. So
Yes.
the
Yes.
one you get from Google Form, like as you said, like words. So you change like these words to 01, 01, 0.
Correct. Okay. We need to change it to numerical data. So how do we do that? How do we do that?
Manually in Excel.
Manually in Excel. After that, how to check your normality, your outliers, blah, blah, a few things, straight lining, all this. You need to still use SPSS. Yes. So that's why sometimes if you see when I market my program, right, I will put there data analysis using SPSS and SmartPLS. Okay, sekejap ya. Just give me 1 minute ya. I just need to dah tak larat dah.
Doctor,
Yes.
I can volunteer to be your co-host so as to mute people that are talking me at the back.
Sure, sure. Who was that just now?
Ben Onoja.
Hi Ben. Long time didn't see you. How are you? Okay, just 1 minute, yeah. Okay, done. So we have 2 co-hosts. Just help me to mute people who forget to mute themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why we need SPSS. So SPSS is not the main. When I say that we are using SPSS and SmartPLS, so SPSS will not be our main analysis for our inferential statistics. So we are using SPSS only to do data coding, data cleaning, checking for normalities, outliers, and also descriptive analysis. When it comes to hypothesis testing, we are using path analysis, which is SmartPLS. So that's why many students who have already collected data, they have attended SPSS training as like one separate SPSS training, and they also have attended one SmartPLS training separately. But they don't know how to combine both. When you are using SmartPLS, do you need to report everything in SPSS? Do you need to report everything in SPSS? No, right?
doctor.
No, because our main analysis is not SPSS. Our main analysis is SmartPLS. We only use SPSS for data preparation and data cleaning. So that's why many students get stuck. Doctor, I don't know what to be written in my chapter 4, though I have attended SPSS and I have attended SmartPLS. So to make it simple, in my class, I give full complete templates, which I will show you later, right? Full table of contents. So my table of content is very clear. What exactly you need to write in your chapter 4. So that is why, seriously, when you know what exactly to write, how to write, and how to do analysis, you can complete your chapter 4. If your data is good, yeah? If your data is good, no problem. You can finish writing your chapter 4 in 1 week, right? In 1 week. For my thesis, I did my chapter 4 in 5 days. So if I can do, definitely you can do, right? So that is the SmartPLS. So that's why I say SmartPLS is not difficult, but you need to prepare yourself in advance. What are the things that you need to know, how to report, what kind of templates you need. Once you know all that, it's actually very, very easy. Okay, so what we're going to cover in today's session will be a little bit on what SmartPLS 4 is, and then the differences between SPSS, SmartPLS, and CBSEM AMOS, suitability of using SmartPLS, and then we are going to do a simple demo how to do a measurement model and structural model, and I'll show you the table of content for chapter 4. Okay, so always remember, SmartPLS is a software. SmartPLS is not the analysis. For the analysis, we have to call it as partial least square structural equation modeling. Yeah, so that is what we call PLS-SEM, partial least square structural equation. SmartPLS is the software. It's not the name of the analysis. It's actually the software. So we are using SmartPLS to do partially square structural equation. So what is PLS-SEM? To analyze relationship between construct. So can I use SmartPLS to do descriptive analysis? Can I use
No.
SmartPLS to do a
No,
descriptive?
no.
Cannot.
No,
Remember,
you
cannot.
use
Because,
SPS.
yeah, SmartPLS means is to analyze relationship. Now you know why SmartPLS is very, very compatible to do hypothesis testing. Hypothesis means what? Hypothesis means we are testing a relationship between one variable and the other variable, right? Correct?
Yes, doctor. Correct.
So that is why SmartPLS is called as a software to analyze relationship between constructs. And the beauty of SmartPLS, it can test complex research models. Okay, that means if your framework got 100 variables, can we use SmartPLS? Can?
Yes, can.
Yes, can, because that is why we say complex research model. But in SPSS cannot. SPSS is one-to-one. SmartPLS, you just put your mediator, moderator, your control variable, your IV, your DV, not many. How many you put at one go, it can give you the results. That is why SmartPLS is second generation compared to SPSS. And SmartPLS support prediction-oriented research, yeah? Okay. So you see, SPSS also can do relationship testing, but it's only between X to Y. But SmartPLS, it can go to X to Y, can have a mediator, can have a moderator, and the whole thing can be done at one go. That is the power of your SmartPLS compared to SPSS. Okay. So SPSS, simple relationship by direct analysis. So if you want to test mediation moderation, you need to do another test in your SPSS, because now SPSS also have upgraded, yeah, a lot of new features in SPSS. But again, the drawback, it cannot do everything in one framework, because in SPSS, we cannot draw framework. But in SmartPLS, we can draw our models. Our framework can be drawn in PLS, and PLS can analyze the whole model at one go. That is the power of SmartPLS. Complex models with hidden constructs, and then we can also have lower order construct, higher order constructs. We can have dimensional constructs. So many things can be done in SmartPLS. Okay, so what is the difference between SPSS and SmartPLS? SPSS, general statistical analysis. SmartPLS is a model analysis, PLS-SEM modelisis. Okay, SPSS test by test analysis. Okay, and then SPSS not directly model, not assessed in SEM measurement model. In SPSS, we cannot do measurement model. We cannot do your confirmatory factor analysis. Yeah, we can't do that in SPSS. It will test relationship, but it will test them under regression. Okay, often prefers moderate to large samples, and most of the time it will use t-test, statistics, descriptive statistics, t-test, ANOVA, regression, correlation, simple things like that. But in SmartPLS, it is a model-based analysis, directly modeled. It can assess reflective formative measurement model. I'll explain reflective formative in a short while. Yeah, no strict normality requirement. Yeah, we don't really need a very normal data, but SPSS for certain tests, if the data is normal, we will do different type of tests. If data is not normal, we will do different type of tests. But PLS is not sensitive towards data normality. Can work well with small to medium samples. And then in PLS, we don't do like ANOVA regression, but we will check for loadings, the weight, ABE, composite reliability, discriminant validity, path coefficients, R square, Q2, predict, and things like that. So the tests are very much different. And the tests that we do in PLS, they are more solid compared to SPSS. Okay. So now let's do a simple, let's understand a simple difference between SmartPLS and AMOS. Okay, SmartPLS, easy SEM tool for beginners. It's quite easy actually. Seriously, SmartPLS is not hard. For anyone, first time you look at the software, any kind of software, do you get panic?
Yes.
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 Really
Yes,
panic.
Doctor.
But first time you bought a smartphone, how was it?
Okay.
Okay, or first time,
Excited. Excited.
Excited.
Did you get panic on like touching or pressing the wrong button or something like that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. First time we get our first smartphone, the smartphone was like a goal for us, right? So careful, right? Now you leave it everywhere, isn't it? Yes or not?
Yes.
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 Wake up in the morning while half closed eyes, you can still handle your phone, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is SmartPLS. First time, yes, it looks very, very difficult. Once you know, I don't even have to explain to you, you know what to do, right? So anything over time, it gets normal. So it is seriously, it's not hard. You see, when I started SmartPLS, when I first attended my SmartPLS, I don't want to mention the speaker's name I kena marah lagi. I got scolded also. I just asked one small difference. Prof, what is the difference between construct and variable? I got scolded. Right? And that time was like a face-to-face class. The class had more than 100 people and I got scolded. Don't know this, why you all are doing PhD. Right? Because I was honest, I didn't know what is the difference between a construct and a variable. So I asked and then I got scolded. That time I said one day I'll teach SmartPLS. So now I'm teaching SmartPLS. Good, isn't it?
So, doctor, what is the difference between construct and variable?
Thank you, Vasan. I shouldn't have told this. Construct means once you come into an analysis phase, like once you enter SmartPLS, we don't call it a variable. That means the construct is, the variable is ready for analysis. When a variable is ready for analysis, when we have already collected the data, we call it as a construct. So in chapter 1, 2, 3, it will be a variable. In chapter 4, it becomes a construct. Clear? So that's why when we are talking about measurement, you adapt scales to measure, right? They will always use the word construct because measurement is data format. So the data that we need in order to analyze that particular variable. So that's why we call it as constructs. But we are referring to the same thing actually. One is before data analysis, another one is during data analysis. So before data analysis, we call it as a variable. After you start analyzing it, we call it as a construct. But seriously, in most theses, we are using this interchangeably yeah. Okay, girl, Vasan?
Okay.
Okay, doctor. Clear.
Okay, Okay, so SmartPLS easy is actually very, very easy. And SmartPLS is not too common. This is the most important thing between SmartPLS and AMOS, yeah. SmartPLS is for what? SmartPLS is used to predict results. That means when you have a framework, right? Do you have independent variables? Do you have independent variables?
Yes.
Yes.
You have, right? Okay, you have a dependent variable, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you test, you will get results. Based on the results, can you tell me which independent variable has the highest impact on the DV? Independent variable, another layman language for independent variable is predictors. So you have many predictors towards your dependent variable. So when we analyze our data, we will get results, right? From our results, can you from the results, can you all make up which predictor has the highest impact on the DB? Can, right?
Can.
Can, right?
Okay.
Right? So that is why SmartPLS is called as a what? Predicting software. It is not to confirm theory. But almost no. Almost we are confirming the theory, whether there is a model fit. Whether your model, that means your framework sits on the theory or not. And that is a model fit. So that is the difference. But PLS is not about model fit. PLS is to see whether which variable have the highest prediction and whether the relationship, because we also have theory, but we only want to see whether the theory explains the relationship or not really on to see whether there is a model fit on the theory. And that is the biggest difference between SmartPLS and AMOS. Okay. And SmartPLS is flexible. You can use with normal data. We can use with not normal data because it supports parametric or non-parametric. Both it support. But AMOS is very strict. AMOS only for parametric, normal data. Okay. And PLS uses small sample size like 100, 150, 200. Even though 100, but for a PhD lah, 100 is not so. I mean, even though we can test with 100, but we don't expect you to just give us 100 lah, So there is a lot of citation. They say like, at least have 200 and above, 200 to 400. But AMOS, no, AMOS needs like 500, 600, 700 data. Yeah. It needs a big sample size. Okay, and then PLS, path results, relationships between variables, because we test hypotheses. AMOS looking at model fit. Yeah, how good your model, whether your model fits into the theory that you have selected or not. Okay, so that is the difference between PLS and AMOS. Okay, so when when using SmartPLS, when using SmartPLS, it is theory-driven prediction. Theory extension. It's not theory testing. We are talking about theory-driven prediction. Okay, for those who have attended my previous classes, yeah. Theory come first or variable come first? Theory come first or variable come first?
Theory.
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 Theory come first. So theory come first. From the theory, your variables come, right?
Yes,
Correct or not? That means you select your variables from your theory, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
now when we are doing the testing, we see whether if your hypothesis based on the variable, if your hypothesis supported, that means your theory is predicting that variable. That means the theory is able to predict and explain the relationship. If the hypothesis is not supported, that means the theory cannot predict the variable and the relationship. And that is what SmartPLS is about. AMOS is no. AMOS, you put your whole model on the theory and see whether how much it can fit into the theory. So the gap will be the percentage of how it doesn't fit. Yeah? Testing if the complete model fits reality. So that is the difference between PLS and AMOS. So AMOS is theory-driven prediction. Theory-driven prediction, yeah. But PLS is theory-driven prediction, but AMOS is theory confirmation because we are doing model fit. So this one question, always many students are confused. Yeah. Okay, use SmartPLS when your goal is to understand relationship and predict outcome. Predict outcome is we want to see which predictor has a higher impact on our DB. And then we use PLS. Okay. So very easy, small sample size, prediction focus on predicting outcomes, which is R square. R square is one test that we will do in our PLS. So it actually tells us the prediction power, how many percentage your predictor can predict the outcome. The higher the percentage, the better. The lower the thing is, the prediction is very low. Okay, and the beauty of PLS, it can handle complex models easily, no normality stress, small sample pun okay. So SmartPLS help you to test relationship and predict results, not to confirm perfect theory, because confirming theory is under almost not under PLS. Okay. Okay, now we are getting to, okay, so far clear? I'm sorry I have to rush because I want to do some demo later. Okay. So this is our framework. So far, okay, yeah? You understand the difference between SPSS, SmartPLS, and AMOS, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So now we move to our research framework. So research framework is actually very, very, very important. Right? Research framework is very, very important. So why it is important is because why? What are we going to test? What are we going to test? We are testing our framework, right? We are testing our hypothesis, right? Correct
Yes.
or not?
Yes.
Okay. We can put any types of variable here. When we put any types of variable, what will happen to our data? Because this is the framework that you're going to, okay, when you have this framework, that means you have IV, you have mediator, we have moderator, right? This is the framework that you will be taking into where? Into your, you will collect data and then you will take it into PLS. So if your variables here are not correct, if the scales that you adapted to measure this variable are not correct, will you have an impact in chapter 4 data analysis? Of course, right?
Yes.
Right? So if you what you input, that is the result. Okay, when you want to bake a butter cake, so you have to make the ingredients for butter cake. Will a chocolate cake come out?
No.
No, right? So if you put butter cake, what will come out will be a butter cake lah. The same thing. So if you are testing your this thing, if this framework is correct, data, the questionnaire that you design, you adapt the scales all correct, the output will be good. So many students don't do this part correctly. So wrong variables. Variables are not coming from proper theory. Scale adapted is not good, right? And some of y'all write your own scale. That is even worse because scales usually will adapt from scholars because these scholars, they have actually developed the scales and validated the scales. So the scales are at a high range, lah, right? So when you do all that, so when you put good things into your data collection method, output will be good, right? Correct or not?
Correct.
Correct.
Correct, right? So last week I had one student, okay, she came for personal coaching for chapter 4. So she had about 69 items, right? But she has joined my questionnaire classes also a couple of times. She was very careful lah. She joined questionnaire and then she did expert review for her questionnaire. She did a good translation work. You know, all the 7 methods that I teach, she follow religiously lah. She was very, very careful and a nice number of items for all the scales. She had about 7 to 8 indicators and all these things, right? So out of 69, when we were running Smart PLS, right? Not even a single item she deleted. And all her test and measurement model met the cutoff point. Everything was green. All the tests was green. And her hypothesis, I think out of 13 hypotheses, only 2 not supported. That supported, not supported also was her moderation. The rest all supported. Good or bad? Good or bad?
Good.
Good.
Good. Why good? Input was good.
Yeah.
Input was good. You know, so she identified her theory based on a proper theory mapping. And then after selecting the theory, she did literature review to select her IV, her mediator, her moderator from the theory itself. And she established a good unit of analysis. So she made sure all the variables, the unit of analysis were the same. Class, do you all know what is a unit of analysis? This is a very important thing.
Your samples.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So unit of analysis is either individual or firm level. So what is individual or firm level? Okay, that means the respondent that we are going to select, are they going to give when they answer the scales, right? Your questionnaire, Are they going to represent themselves or represent the company? That is what we call as individual or firm level. So all your variable in your framework must be in the same unit of analysis. Firm level, all your variable must be at firm level. If individual, all must be at a individual. Okay, I'll give you one example. I love to eat nasi kandar. I love to eat nasi kandar. Another one is my employees love to eat nasi kandar. What is the difference? I love to eat nasi kandar. My employees love to eat nasi kandar. Okay lah, I don't want to say nasi kandar lah. I say chicken chop lah because we have foreign students today. Okay, I love to eat chicken chop and my workers love to eat chicken chop. Is there any difference in these two sentences?
Yes, there's a difference
Yes.
in the
Yes, there's a
unit of
difference.
analysis.
So one is what? I love to eat chicken chop means is my preference, right? My personal preference, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Yes.
individual.
But when I say my workers love to eat chicken chop means what?
Firm.
Am I telling about myself or I'm talking about my company?
The
Company.
Company. So then that will be a firm level. So in one framework, we must make sure all your variables are at the same level of analysis. So this firm level or individual, you need to determine in the beginning when you're identifying a theory, the theory must tell us, because like example, resource-based view. If you heard about resource-based view, right? RBV is, what is the unit of analysis for RBV? RBV is unit, what is the unit of analysis? Individual or firm level?
Firm level.
Firm level, correct. Social exchange theory is individual. Individual. So you need to determine. So these are the things which will lead to major correction for your PD. If your unit of analysis, it doesn't align with your theory and your framework. Some of you all don't know, simply put only any variables. Okay, class, this one you see. Performance PAF is performance appraisal fairness, training, mentoring, employee engagement. EP is employee performance. So all this is at an individual level. So any workers in a company can answer the questionnaire for this framework. But let's say suddenly my dependent variable, which is employee performance, I change it to firm performance or financial performance, firm financial performance. Can any employee in my company answer that?
Cannot.
Firm financial performance. I mean, if we are even us, we are working in a company. Do you know what is your do you know your firm financial performance or not? We don't know, right? Do you know if you're working in a company, do you know what is the financial performance of your company? Yes, no?
No.
No. Unless you are someone in charge of the finance department, right? So that means any random people cannot answer that question. And secondly, when I say financial performance of the company, am I asking about your finance or the company's finance?
Company.
But all my variable here, my independent variable, mediator, moderator, at what is the unit of analysis? It's at individual, right? Correct?
Yes.
So all these is individual. Suddenly it comes to DV, you're going into firm, correct or not?
No.
Not correct lah, yeah. So all must be same level. So if you are in this stage or you have already developed your framework, please revisit them. Please make sure your unit of analysis are all at the same level. So based on this only, we will, for each variable, you need to go and adapt scale. Scale means you need to develop the questionnaire to measure. So now, let's say I have independent variable, got 3, mediator, moderator. Can I analyze this now? Can I analyze this or not? I cannot, right? Because no data. How to collect the data? How to collect the data? I need to do questionnaire, kan? Hello, are you all here?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, don't revisit your framework now after class lah, yeah? Now listen to me. Okay? So we cannot, right? So that means this is just a framework. So next, after establishing framework, what do we do? After establishing this framework, what do we do?
You need to find like measurement, whether like
Ah,
question
yes,
based
correct.
interview.
Yes. So we need to find the measurement. That is where the headache for Smart PLS will start, right? So that is where the crucial part for your Smart PLS will start. We need to go and look for measurement to measure each variable. So each variable, it will have a set of items or indicators to measure that variable. So if let's say I don't have a scale to measure one variable, can I measure it or not? Cannot,
No.
right?
Cannot.
Cannot. All variable in your framework must have its own scale to measure them. So adapting the right scale is very, very crucial. You adapt wrong scales or your scales are it's not at a good quality, then it will have an impact when you're analyzing your data. So this is why we keep telling you attend your classes before your data collection so that you don't end up like others, because many people get delay in completing their chapter 4 is because lot of issues which they were not aware of it before they collected the data. Right? So how is it? Variable mapping. First, we need to adapt our variable. So once we have the variable, we need to define and adapt the proper scale or instrument to measure it. Definition is very important, yeah? After that only, we will go into data collection and then we will analyze data. So if your variable mapping is not good, will it have an impact on your data analysis?
Yes.
Yes. If your definition and your scale, that means you define your variable something else, but your measurement, the scale that you have adapted is measuring something else. Problem or not?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. Right? Definitely you're going to have a lot of issues on that because definition of your variable is very, 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 very crucial. Okay? Okay, example lah. Let's say mentoring. Our variable is mentoring, right? We have a variable called mentoring. If you go to Google Scholar and ask for definition for mentoring, will you only get one definition or you'll get various definition?
Various
Various.
definitions.
Various.
Okay, can I simply take one and put it into my thesis or not?
No,
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
not matching.
Not matching, right? Because who's the owner of the research? Me or you? You, right?
Yeah.
Because research is everybody's research is your research is your baby. Only you know the context of your research. I know my context of my research. Like during my PhD, I did my analysis in media manufacturing enterprise. So my research was on media manufacturing enterprise, which is called as MME, part of SME, right? So I cannot simply adapt any definition. I must see whether the definition that I am adapting for mentoring, it is describing in the context of MMEs. So if you are a school-based, that means you are doing mentoring in school, you're mentoring students. So your definition must explain about students in the context of school, not other industry. So definition is very, very crucial. So this is the basic mistakes that many of us do lah. You don't have your definition is not spelling out your variable clearly. And the scale, the measurement scale, the questionnaire that you are adapting to measure your scale also doesn't measure your definition. So one is going to the north, one is going to the south. That means you screw up your data analysis. Data analysis is a very, very intelligent software, right? It will not tell you what is right or wrong, but it will give you the results. Everything will be in red when you don't do a proper data collection. So your problem here, okay, you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Data analysis is number 4. But the problem for data analysis comes from which number? Which number?
3, I think.
It will come from 1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
1
3.
means what? Your variable should come from where? Must come from your theory, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. But you did Tarzan method. I think you all know what is a Tarzan method. I don't have time to explain Tarzan method. Tarzan method means you started your research not with a theory. You went and picked variable from multiple papers, and these papers are all using different theory. So after you take one IV, you take from paper 1, second IV you take from paper 2, third IV you take from paper 3, and then you put everything together and you're very proud of yourself. Your framework is ready. But now, what is the problem with the framework? Your very
Doesn't belong to one theory.
yes, all your variables are coming from various places, various theory. Now, which theory that you want to measure? Right, which theory that you are going to, I already told you just now, right? We are not doing theory testing, but we need to use the theory to explain a relationship, correct? Correct or not?
Yes.
Correct.
But you have so many theories. So now which theory is explaining which relationship? You get stuck. And that is one of the reason why we get major correction. And if you get a very strict examiners, it can lead you to a re-PD or reviva. You want that? Right. Buatlah kerja tu elok sikit ya. So do some hard work lah ya. Right? Actually, seriously, class, research is not difficult if you know what you are doing and you follow the correct structure. So you don't start like you masuk forest. You know, when you go into forest got direction or not? Unless you use a compass, right? So that is why please follow the structure properly, and then you just follow structure properly. You do everything. Don't be lazy. Don't find shortcuts. Everything will be okay because data analysis is the last part. But prior to that, all the steps will contribute to your data analysis failure or success. Right? So it's not, oh, data analysis, I don't care lah. Whatever I'll collect. But when I do data analysis properly, that will give me a good results. No, it depends on the data rigor. Rigor means your data quality. Right? So just knowing how to use smart PLS is not sufficient. You also have to make sure your data is good quality. So that comes from prior. So that is why we keep telling you at least attend your smart PLS class and questionnaire designing class at least once before you go into data collection, so that you know that what you are doing, what data that you're collecting, how you're designing your questionnaire, what kind of data is needed for your analysis, all that you are well prepared, so you don't make mistakes in that. Okay, so this is how a structural equation modeling looks like. Yeah, so can you see x, y? What is x? This is a framework lah, simple direct relationship. Yeah, can you see what is x? What is x?
Mediator?
Mana ada mediator sini?
Sorry.
Independent
variable.
Independent. Mediator means Fatima mesti ada something in the middle. I think Fatima, you got mixed up with the x1, x2, right?
Yes,
Fatima,
yes. Okay.
janganlah marah Fatima.
Ada.
Okay. Okay. X1, x2 is the items. The x1, x2 is the items that we have adapted from scholars to measure x. So x1, x2 is the measurement for x. Y1, y2 is the measurement for y. So here x is independent variable, y is our dependent variable. Okay. We also have another name for independent variable, especially when you go into Smart PLS. Smart PLS doesn't know what is IVDV. Smart PLS will look at the arrow. Smart PLS will look at the arrow. Arrow coming out is exogenous. Arrow going in is our endogenous. Understand, girl? Hello.
Yeah.
Arrow coming out is what? Exogenous. Okay. Arrow going in is endogenous. So here exogenous causes impact on endogenous. So just now I told you there's one test in Smart PLS, we call it as R square. R square is going to see how much the exogenous causes the variance in our endogenous. So the higher percentage, the better. So it has a predicting. That means we want to see whether X is able to predict Y. That is why we say Smart PLS is a prediction tool, right? We want to see how much X predicts Y, right? In order to do that, can I measure X and Y without any items, any scales? Cannot, right? So for X, I have X1, X2. X1, X2 is the item, soalan. When you have a survey form, you have items, isn't it? We call it as items, or we call it as observed variable. There's another name for X and Y. X and Y is also called unobserved variable because you can't measure them on their own. You need items or variable, or we can call it as observed variable. We observe X1 and X2 to understand what is X. We will observe Y1 and Y2 to understand what is Y. Clear?
Yeah.
Clear. Okay, so this is the, sorry. Okay, done. Okay, this is my usual workshop, what I cover in workshop, but what I cover in workshop is your table of content for for chapter 4, your table of content. So if you are going to write your chapter 4, when you're writing your chapter 4, these are the tests that we have to do. So when I teach my workshop 3 days, I follow the same system. I follow exactly on what you need to write in your chapter 4 step by step, and each part we have templates given. So we just need to run and then apply your own results into the templates, and then rewrite the template a bit to fit into your thing. So my TOC, table of content for chapter 4, this is what. So this is what we actually need. Yeah. So example, you see introduction to data analysis and SEM. So first thing we will start with chapter 4 is introduction to SPSS. After that, under the SPSS, we need to do data preparation, data screening, straight lining, outliers, assessing multivariate assumptions, all these, and then common method variance. And day one, whatever I teach in day one is actually, I use Excel and SmartPLS. And these are the data preparation and data cleaning, which we need to report the first part of our chapter 4. Second day only, we are going into SmartPLS. This will be the second part, what we need to report in our chapter 4. So this is where we will start with our model assessment. So under model assessment, please look into these because we are going to go into dummy data soon, right? So model assessment. So under model assessment, what you need to write in your chapter 4, first is assessment of measurement model. This is only description lah. The test will be assessment of reflective measurement model. So under reflective measurement model, you need to report loadings and significance. You need to report indicator reliability. This is to show whether your variable or your constructs are reliable or not. So usually, if you don't have any issue with your questionnaire for that particular variable, your Cronbach alpha will be good lah, will be usually more than 0.7. So, but if it gives you a very low, that means something is not right with your variable. And then we do another powerful test is composite reliability, which we call as CR. So nowadays, composite reliability and indicator reliability is almost the same. Cronbach alpha is an old test, and now Cronbach alpha is being we say that Cronbach alpha is not as strong as composite reliability. Is it okay if I don't report Cronbach alpha and then because Cronbach alpha and Cronbach alpha and composite reliability, they have same function, but composite reliability is more reliable than Cronbach alpha test. So is it okay if I don't report Cronbach alpha? I report composite reliability, but I don't report Cronbach alpha.
Can, right?
Is actually better because as I told you, right, Cronbach alpha and composite reliability and Cronbach alpha function is same, but composite reliability is more reliable compared to Cronbach alpha. But are all your examiners young or old? Sensitive question lah. Old school or new school?
Old
Maybe
school.
Old
Old
school.
school.
For old school, they must see the Cronbach alpha. If they never see, something is wrong with you, right? So even if you have citation to support why composite reliability is better than Cronbach alpha, still they will say why no Cronbach alpha. So moral of the story, what? Put both. Okay, not. Will you know who will be your examiner prior to your Viva or PD?
No, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know, right? Most of the time we don't know, especially for Viva, we won't know, right? So maybe they are old school, maybe they are new school, right? Better put both lah. So you put both, you meet both the requirement. The old school also you meet, the new school also meet. Okay? Okay, and then we have convergent average variance, which is AVE. The cutoff point must be below 0.5. This is a killer. right? ABE doesn't meet. If you don't meet ABE, we need to start deleting items. That means your certain indicators has to be deleted to improve our ABE. This is where these two are convergent average variance and discriminant validity. We are using HTMT. These two tests are the killer tests that everybody is scared of in your SmartPLS. Yeah, these two are the killer tests. So most of the time you have to delete a lot of items between these two tests, ABE and discriminant validity. So many students cry in this part. Okay, every variable will have items. Okay, yes, in SmartPLS, if the reading for certain variables are not good, you are allowed to delete the weak items, right? So the weak items with lower loadings, all you can delete, but there is a catch. How much can you delete?
10%.
Anyone know? 20%. 20%, Huda. 20% of your total items. So let's say your total items for your framework is 60. You only can maximum delete 20%. So 20% out of 60 is how many?
12.
12. So maximum 12. But nampak macam banyak kan? Sounds like a lot, right?
Yeah.
But actually no. Sometimes you delete. Therefore don't want to improve. You feel like crying, right? I have seen in these 2 years of coaching, personal coaching for data analysis, especially for data analysis, there are two students lah. So far, two students. I mean, that's why I say they didn't join my classes early. So they suddenly got to know me and they brought their data and they came to see me in Kulim. We sit together. Only these two students, I felt like I also want to cry because I couldn't do anything, right? I couldn't do anything. I tried everything with them. Finally have to redesign their questionnaire and collect data again, right? So no choice. Seriously, no choice. Most of the time, students come to me to see me with the problematic data. Some or other I'll help them, some or other we will manage lah, right? But only that means my failure rate lah, these two students, yeah. Because why? The questionnaire was very badly done. Half of the question they never even adapt. They write on their own. And totally, I don't know lah how the SV allowed them to collect data, right? So no expert review and then no validation, nothing. They just wrote the question and then straight away they went to collect data. And that was the issue, right? So please lah, I'm not making you all scared, but all this you need to be prepared. Okay. So we have 3 types of tests under discriminant validity, which is HTMT, Fornell and Lacker cross-loading. Fornell and Lacker and cross-loading is no more required to be reported, but the most compulsory one you have to report is by Hensler, right? HTMT. So we have two cutoff point for HTMT. The strict one must be below 0.85. The lenient one will be below 0.9. Anything above, we need to delete items again. Okay. So we have 2 types of model. This is our measurement model, and the one below is the formative measurement model. So formative is slightly different from reflective. So this is 2 different models. You will understand that when you learn. And day 3, this is where we go into assessment of structural model. Under structural model is the part where we will be testing for hypothesis. Measurement model is to test at the construct level. Structural model is to test the relationship. So why measurement model comes first? Why measurement model comes first? You have to know whether your constructs are okay or not, right? Then only we can go and test the hypothesis, right? The relationship, right?
Yes.
Isn't it? Right? So that is why we do measurement model first and then only we can come to structural model. But if let's say in measurement model, if any of the tests is not okay, can we proceed or not? If any of the tests that we have done in our measurement model got so many tests, right? If any of these tests did not meet the cutoff point, can we proceed to... Cannot. Cannot. So any of the tests, if we cannot meet the cutoff point, even after deletion and on, we still cannot meet the cutoff point, we cannot proceed. That means your model is still redundant. we cannot proceed to the next structural model. So that is why worst scenario, I told you that 2 students couldn't do the structural model because the main problem is actually your measurement model. Structural model is nothing serious because structural model is more towards like your hypothesis is supported or not supported. All your hypothesis supported also a big problem. They say nothing is new in your model, right? So why are you doing this research? That question will come. Or majority, let's say you have 10 hypotheses, all 10 not supported. That means another big thing lah, how to defend. But if majority, 9 not supported, 1 supported, also very difficult to justify. But if let's say you have 10 hypotheses, 6 supported or 4 supported, the balance not supported, it's fine. That's your contribution. So that is the contribution when a hypothesis is not supported. No need to go panic. It's like you telling, yes, the theory is not explaining this relationship. So for these 2 variables, the theory is not, this theory cannot explain this relationship. That's a contribution. But you must know how to build your argument in your chapter 5. Yeah. Okay, so this is the things on what we have to report in SmartPLS. First, we need to do normality check, common method bias. Number 1 and 2 is done in SPSS. And then only we'll come into our measurement model. So this is our measurement model. We have 2 types of model, reflective measurement model or formative measurement model. And then only we'll go into hypothesis testing, which is structural model. Okay, there are 2 things that you need to be very careful in your questionnaire development. We need to determine whether our constructs, our variable are reflective or formative, right? This is 2 things that we need to be careful. So what is the difference between these 2 is that, okay, can you see the difference between reflective and formative or not? Can you see the difference?
Yes, can see.
What is the difference?
Arrow.
Arrow pointing
The
in and
arrow.
out.
Clever. Reflective arrow is coming out from the construct. Formative arrow is going into the construct. Okay, very simple. The PF1, PF2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are called as indicators or we call them as items. I will call it as items lah, senang sikit eh. Items. So why we need items? Items measure the construct. Without the items, can I measure the construct or not?
Cannot.
Cannot. All your construct in your framework must have items to measure. And these items we cannot write our own, yeah. We need to adapt from established scales by other scholars. Okay. Scale development can be a PhD on its own. So it's not that easy. It has according to McIntosh, yeah. We have Podescoff and McIntosh, yeah. We have more than 10 steps to validate your items. Right? So we cannot do that because we are not doing on scale development. We are actually testing. We are doing testing on our construct. So we adapt. We pinjam lah. We can adapt and adopt. Kita boleh we can pinjam and then we can make some slight changes to fit into our context of the study.
Excuse
Okay?
me, bro.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes,
in
Ali.
terms, you said like the measurement. I noticed like some doctors are with like designing our own questionnaire. And some with like adopt or adapt like from available like literature. So what do you
Okay.
think? Which approach is better?
For this type of research where we are testing the relationship between constructs, then you have to adapt and adopt. Because if you are going to write, it takes a lot of work. It's many steps. And we are not talking about one variable, right? We are talking about so many variables. Like in my framework, I have 7 variables, you know. So we usually don't write on our own, we adapt. Okay, Ali?
So this will not be like a criticism like in the Viva. They'll say like there's
Because
no
we are not doing,
contribution.
no, it's not because we are not doing scale development. If you are developing a scale, then you won't be doing all this. It's just one. Okay, let's say I want to develop a scale to measure performance appraisal. So that is my whole thesis about. So that is where you will write your questions. After that, we need to do all this fuzzy method, fuzzy Delphi method, and so many steps. Purifying the items, checking for EFA. So there are almost 10 steps. So that one, yes, they write the item because they are developing the scales. They are not doing relationship testing. They are developing a scale. So for that, they need to write. But we are not developing scale. We are testing a relationship between 2 variables. So we will adapt and adopt. Okay,
Yeah,
Ali?
thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Okay, so now we have about 6 items here, right? Okay, I just give you one example, a simple example between reflective formative, okay? Now, let's say PF. PF is a chocolate cake. PF is a chocolate cake. I cut this cake into 6 pieces, okay? I ate the first piece. What is the taste? Chocolate or strawberry?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay, I already eat piece 1 and piece 2. Now left with 4 more pieces. The 4 more pieces, they are still chocolate taste or different taste?
Chocolate.
The chocolate.
All chocolate, right? Okay, now I come to KS. Let's say we move to KS. So KS1 is chocolate piece. KS2 is orange piece. KS3 is strawberry. And then we have 6 different flavors. I take these 6 flavors, I combine, I compress and make one cake. Now, what is the taste of KS cake now?
Mixed flavor.
It's a mixed flavor. It's a mixed flavor. But when I remove KS1, with the balance 5 pieces which make the KS, does it taste the original cake, or every time I remove one flavor, will it taste different?
Always
It tastes
taste
different. Always tastes
Yes.
different.
Yes. So that means in reflective indicators, if your construct has a reflective indicators, you can delete any item when the loadings are low, but the meaning of the construct won't change. Chocolate, it still will be chocolate. It will still be chocolate. That means, let's say if you delete PF1 because the loading is too low, the balance 5 items still will spell out the meaning of PF. But in KS, if I delete one item, the cake will become, KS will become redundant because the meaning of the construct will change. Understand? Understand?
Yes,
Yes.
understand.
Okay, so some variables, they have fixed components to form. So when you take out one, the meaning of the construct will change. Like in Malaysia, foreign students, you all won't understand lah. For Malaysian students, do you know what is rukun negara?
Yes.
Rukun negara ada berapa prinsip?
5.
5. Can you boleh delete satu tak?
Tak boleh.
Boleh.
Kalau delete aja maksud rukun negara hilang kan?
Yeah.
Because that is formative. That is formative. So that means the items are the one which are setting the meaning for the construct. So you cannot delete item if you are using a formative indicator. So when you are adapting the scales, right, you need to make sure the scale is a reflective or formative. Please be, because if formative, you need to add on one new item called as global item. Seriously, I got no time to explain today, but later future, one of the time you cubalah masuk try to attend questionnaire development. So in that, we will explain very clearly what are the things, because many students, they have actually adapted formative indicators without knowing it is a formative, and they forgot to put this one item called global item. So global item doesn't come in the construct. We need to write that global item on our own. Only that global item we are allowed to write on our own. So we need that when we are doing formative testing in our PLS, to do a redundancy analysis. Okay. So this is, you see how they are conceptualized. So if you look at principal factor, the one that I have, the yellow color, dropping an indicator from the measurement model does not alter the meaning of the construct. But in a formative model, dropping an indicator from the measurement model may alter the meaning of the construct. So these are two differences. Okay. So if you want to understand more, you can actually read this article. These 2 articles are very good. Yeah. Jarvis, Mackenzie, 2003, and Mackenzie Podeskov, 2000. I forgot to put the year. I think 2010. 2010 or 2006. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is how a model will look like in your SmartPLS. Okay. How we draw our research model, our conceptual model in our thesis, and how we draw the model in the PLS is slightly different, but variables will be the same. Okay, now I already taught you what is reflective formative. Now you tell me, this performance is reflective or formative?
Formative.
Formative.
Okay. Y, arrow coming in, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. CSOR,
Formative.
Formative.
Same.
formative. ATTR,
Formative.
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 formative. Okay. Like,
Formative.
Reflective.
formative.
Reflective.
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 Reflective. Okay. KUSA,
Formative.
see properly. Formative,
Reflective.
right?
Formative.
Formative.
Formative. Okay. CUSL,
Reflective.
reflective. Comp,
Reflective.
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 Qual.
Formative.
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 So today you all learned something new already, yeah? So please, when you are designing your questionnaire, please look up. Seriously, majority of the scales are formative. But if they usually in papers, if they never write anything, they are usually sorry, just now I said wrongly. Majority of the scales are reflective. Mostly in papers, if they never write anything, that means in the paper you want to adapt the scale, right? They never mention it's reflective or formative, then it will be reflective. But if the scale is formative, confirm they will mention in the paper, it is actually formative. Yeah. Okay. Another thing. Now, can you see there are two types of line? One is between the item to the construct. Another one is from the construct to the construct. Can or not? Can see, right?
Can.
Yes.
Yes.
So the arrow from can you mute please? Okay. The arrow between the items and the construct is called as outer model, which is the measurement model. So in Smart PLS, we need to do two parts. Phase one is measurement model. Phase two is structural model. So we need to make sure our construct is reliable. So we will do all kinds of tests in measurement model to make sure that our construct is reliable and valid. Then only we can do the inner model. Inner model is structural model. Inner model is the hypothesis testing between the construct to construct. So when we come into structural model, no more reflective law, formative law, dimensions law, all that no more already. The dimensions, reflective, formative, all is actually in the outer model. And the most difficult one is also outer model. Outer model got lots of cutoff points. Inner model, no cutoff point all. It's just that you test your hypothesis and you need to know how to read your hypothesis. That's it. That means you get the results, right? We have 4 criteria. We need to make sure we meet all the 4 criteria to say whether your hypothesis is supported or not supported. That is the structural model. Okay. Okay, now can you see? Now I'm going the last part, yeah. Then after that, I'll show you. We will go do a short demo in PLS, yeah. So these are dimensions. So these are called as dimension. Okay. So measurement of performance appraisal fairness, no dimensions. Okay, no dimensions. So this one, you see, what do we understand by no dimensions? What do you understand? Anyone? Okay, can you see here? For performance appraisal fairness, how many items we have here?
6.
6,
Six.
right? But when it comes to mentoring by who, how many items here? 9, isn't it? Okay, sorry, 8.
8.
8. Okay, 8. Right? 8 here. Right? And then, can you see the person who developed this item is actually who? Who 2012, right? Right? He break the 8 items into 3 categories. ME 1, 2, 3, he called it as vocational support. 4, 5 is psychosocial support. 6 and 8 is role modeling. So who did this categorization? The scale developer, right? Who?
Yes.
Not me, not you, right? So this one, that means the person who developed the scale also developed the dimension. They break the items into few dimension. Can I change the dimension? Can or not?
No.
Cannot.
No.
No.
I
Cannot.
cannot change the dimension. The dimension comes from the scale, not you, because you are not writing the item. So you are not the owner of the scale. The owner of the scale is the person who develops. So we need to follow. I cannot simply delete the scale, delete one dimension, or I take one dimension, two dimensions from here, and then I combine with another dimension from another person also cannot. All that you are asking for trouble in your smart PLS. I'm already telling you, smart PLS is very, very clever, right? So when you combine dimension, that maybe item from one person might have a overlapping meaning with item that you have taken from another scholar. You may not know, but system will know. System, when it reads, right, they will understand. The system actually can detect, and this is what we call as discriminant validity issue. That means item from one scholar, that means item that you have adapted from one scholar and you combine with items from other scholars, they have overlapping meaning. So when it overlaps, it will cause you discriminant validity issue, the killer in smart PLS actually. So that's why for my personal students, I will not allow them to combine dimensions. I will not like one for one construct, right? I even don't allow. Take two items from one person, another two items from another person, and you combine, make it into your scale also. I don't allow, because all that are problem creators. All that eventually will create problem in your chapter 4. Please don't do that. So these are the things that I keep telling. These are little things which will cause a lot of issues. It's good that you learn in your questionnaire design class and your and also look into your how the steps that how to run a PLS, so that all these things you will be extra careful before you even collect your data. Okay, so dimension. So my personal advice, if you want to adapt scales, right, try to go without dimension, right? Try to look for scales without dimension, because once you have dimension, your analysis will go into lower order construct, higher order construct. You see, yeah, this one no dimension. 9 items, no dimension, very easy. But if your dimension, if your construct got dimension, you will have two stage. First stage, we need to divide them as lower order construct. Eventually, it will come into higher order construct. So the second picture is going into dimension. And if you have dimension, this is how your smart PLS at first stage will look like. This is the first stage of dimensional lower order construct analysis. Nice or not? Nice? You like it?
Very complex.
Very complex. Right? So you want to stay safe. The second order only will go simple like this. This is the one which will go. That means for those who have dimensions, you will have two stage. This is first stage. This is second stage. But for those who don't have dimension, that means all your constructs got no dimension, you will only have the second stage, which is more simple, right? So choice is yours, right? And these are some of the cutoff points, okay? So I'm going to go to our PLS. Sekejap. So far, okay or not? Class, okay or not?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor.
So far,
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
I
okay.
know it's quite fast, but anyway, it's just to give you an overview, right? Okay. So we are going to create a project. So just a dummy project to show you, how to handle this. Okay, we create new project. Okay, I will just call it as data analysis. Okay, I'll just name it. You can actually name anything, yeah, anything. But make sure, because sometimes when we're doing data analysis, right, you will have a lot of version, because trial. Make sure you capture the date or you capture version, so that sometimes you get lost, you can still open and check. Okay, so create. Okay, can you see this folder here? I have too many folders. Just focus on this. Data analysis 13 April. Can you see this? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now once you create your new project, so you click data, and you will click import data file. Okay. So now we are going to import our data file. So when you import data file, it will take you need to go and find where you keep your data file, yeah. The nice thing is that sometimes, just give me 1 minute. Okay. Okay, so something like this will come. So if you don't have any issue here, right, you can just click import. If you have any issue, it will show here. It will show here. There's something in red will come. That means if it shows like that, that means your data got problem lah. You need to go and recheck your data, right? Okay, now when it comes to here, you just need to click back and then see here, we can create model. So now we can actually create model. So your project is data analysis. Model type, you need to choose PLS-SEM and you can actually name your model name. I usually use the same name lah, yeah. It's easier for me. Okay, this is your layout. This is your canvas where we will start to draw, right? This is this is the place where you will start to draw. Can you just give me 1 minute? Give me 1 minute, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how, okay. So can you see on my left-hand side, I have AC1, AC2, AC3, AC4.
Yeah.
These are all indicators, items, right? So for SmartPLS, we don't need our demographic data. We only need our Likert scale data because SmartPLS cannot analyze our demographic like your occupation, gender, uh, uh, all those demographic it cannot analyze. So SmartPLS is only to analyze our Likert scale. So these are all the items for different variables in my framework. Okay, so let's say AC is one variable. So I just need to click at AC1, hold your shift and click at AC4. Can you see all are highlighted?
Yes,
Yes.
doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
And then you bring your cursor to this highlighted, press and pull. Okay. So the name, sometimes if you want to name it different, you just need to delete and then you just can type the name lah. Once you're done, you just press enter. Can you see here? So we
Yes.
already have the construct with the items. Construct with the items. Okay. So you can actually right click and you also need to know two buttons here. One is select, another one is connect. If you want to make any changes to the construct, you need to press the select. If you put connect, you cannot make any changes here. You cannot, right? You must press select. See, you press connect, we can't do much. But if you press select, you can do. Okay, now right click. I can invert measurement model. Now this construct is reflective or formative?
Formative.
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 But if I want to change it to reflective, right click, invert measurement model. It will go back to reflective. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then I can also arrange my items to the top, to the left, to the bottom, to the right. This one has no meaning lah. It's just that sometimes you look at your canvas where you want to fit in. So I'm always like this side, I like to keep it on my left. Okay, I can even pull it. I can arrange it. I can do anything here. Okay, why is it still like what? Kind of pinkish color. Why is it? Because if it is when you connect one construct to another construct, it will change to blue color. Blue color means ready for analysis. Now, can I analyze AC or not? Can I analyze AC?
Cannot.
Cannot lah.
Cannot,
Because it's
cannot.
only one variable. Yeah, because I told you, right, SmartPLS is relationship. Relationship means minimum must be two variable. Okay, now I pull TC. Okay, click TC1. Hold the shift, click TC4, pull. Okay. I can even arrange my items, just if you want to do some alignment like that. Okay. And then I pull MC with MC5. So I put it here. I just want to arrange it to the top. Okay. And then I pull IC1 until IC4. Pull it here. Okay. I want to put it, okay, it's below. Okay, it's below. I put it here. And then I don't want to use a lot. I just pull ED1 to ED6. Pull it here. Okay. Okay, we are done. Okay. So this one here, actually Smart PLS 4, when I newly was learning for my PhD, no Smart PLS 4. We only had Smart PLS 3. Smart PLS 3, the interface is not so nice, but Smart PLS 4, the interface is actually very easy and very nice. We can change the colors here. Yeah, you see? Just now it was yellow color, right? Correct?
Yes. Yes.
You see yellow color, but let's say I don't want yellow color, I can change it to black. But nowadays, most of us keep our model black and white. We don't put colors. Because the problem when you put color, right, it's not wrong. But sometimes when you print, right, the colors are not so nice. Okay. So most
Yes.
of the time nowadays we keep it as black. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, what you want to do is up to you. Okay. Okay, now we are going to learn how to connect. Okay, I connect AC to MC. So I put color for a while. You see now? Blue color means is what? Now both these construct have changed to blue color. Why? It's a
Ready for
relationship, right?
analysis. Yeah.
Yes, ready for analysis, and it has formed a relationship. And then TC to MC, IC to MC, and MC to ED. Okay, class. From this framework, let me make it a bit smaller. Okay. Okay. From this framework, what you can understand? Which one is the IV?
AC, TC, IC.
Yes. Which is the DV?
The
ED.
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 Yes. Where is the mediator?
MC.
MC.
MC. Good. Okay. That is how we draw. Right? How we draw. And then I think I left out EC. Okay, I will pull EC. Okay, I put EC here. So if I want to make EC as a moderator, right? So then I will connect the moderating like this. See, moderation will be the broken line. That is moderating. So EC moderates the relationship between MC and ED. This is the moderation line. But I don't want to make it very complicated. I'm just going to delete this. We just keep it like this. Okay, now my model is ready, right? My model is ready or not?
It's ready.
Ready. So even if I connect it, let's say I supposed to connect IC to MC, but I went and connected it. I connected it wrongly. Let's say I connected wrongly. I supposed to connect IC to MC, but I go and connect ED to MT. ED, that means IC to ED. Will it still give me results?
Yes.
It will, because it doesn't know what is our framework, our original framework. It will not know what our original framework look like, because SmartPLS will not tell us, hey, you are connecting this to wrong items or no wrong construct. No, it doesn't tell. So that is why before we come here, you need to open your framework and you need to open your research question and your hypothesis. Make sure all your hypotheses are connected here. Right? Because if let's say when you run, you never get the results for one of your hypotheses. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, let's say in your thesis, you have hypothesis for IC to MC. Now when I run, will it give me the results for IC to MC? It won't, right?
No.
You won't, because you never connect. You went and connected read wrongly. It will not give you the reading. This is why you have to know all this properly. Yeah. Okay, let me delete this back. Okay. So once your framework is ready, then we are going to press calculate. You must know these three buttons lah. Calculate, select, connect. These three buttons are the buttons that we will use it a lot in our analysis. So click calculate. Can you see we have PLS algorithm?
Can.
Can you see?
Yes, Doctor.
PLS algorithm is for your measurement model. Bootstrapping is for your structural model. So class, I don't have time, so I'm just showing you how to do a reflective model. Can you see all my constructs are reflective, right?
Yes.
So we are only going to do reflective model. You can have a combined model. That means some of it reflective, some of it formative. But if you have a combined model, then you need to do your two analysis. That means first you report the results for your reflective. After that, you need to report your results for formative. Banyak kerja lah, a lot of work. So that's why when you are selecting your items, make sure all of them are reflective. And then second thing, no dimensions to make your life easier. Again, it's not wrong, right? It is doable. It's doable. It's just that banyak kerja, and some of y'all, if you feel that you're not very good in statistics, keep your model as simple as possible. Yeah. Now, I press calculate. I run PLS algorithm. Start calculation. This is by default. You don't need to change anything. If in PLS 3, we need to do, but here already set. By default, it's already do. Just make sure you tick the open report is ticked lah, yeah? Start calculation. Now you see got values, right? Can you see got values? Can or not?
Can.
Yes,
Can you see
can,
the
Doctor.
values? Can, right?
Yes.
So which value is important is only the outer model value. No need to look at the inner model first, right? We are not looking. The inner model is for structural model. We are not interested in the inner model now. We only want to see the outer model. So this is a reflective model. This is a reflective model. Here is loading. For reflective is loading. For formative is weight. So here now what we are seeing is reflective. So we have a cutoff point for reflective. These are all reflective. The cutoff point for reflective according to Hare 2022 is that it must be more than 0.708. But if it is more than 0.5, don't delete. It is still acceptable as long as the ABE is above 0.5. Okay, now you see, all this okay or not? Let's look at AC. 763, 754.
Okay.
Okay, right? Okay. How about my TC?
Also okay, Doctor.
Okay, really okay.
Okay, how is my IC?
IC1
I
maybe.
see one is not okay.
But still more than 0.5, right?
We said
More than 0.5.
0.7. 0.7.
No. The cutoff point is 0.708. But according to Hare, if yours is below 0.708 but higher than 0.5, check the ABE. Put your cursor into the box. Can you see the ABE? Can you see the ABE?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the ABE?
0.581.
0.581.
Yes, ABE must be more than 0.5. So now IC1 is below 0.708 but more than 0.5 and the ABE is more than 0.5. That means we don't have to delete. Okay? Clear? Clear or not?
Clear, Doctor.
Clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we check for ED. Let's check for ED. All okay? Same, huh? Your ED1 is 666. We check. ABE is low.
Oh.
Can you see?
So we
The
need to delete.
ABE is 0.449, right? And we have another one. This one also low, right? 532. Correct? Correct
Yeah.
or not?
Yeah.
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 I go back to here. Okay. So now this one we need to delete. So we delete the lowest first, 52532, I delete. When you want to delete, you need to press the select. If not, cannot delete. You just click delete. You click at the item that you want to delete and you press the delete button from your computer. Okay, now you check. What's the AVE? Still low, right?
Still low, yes.
Yes, still low,
Yes.
Doctor.
Then we need to delete the ED one. We delete. Okay. Now okay already. So now okay, not 518, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So if this is okay, do I have to delete ED3?
No.
No.
Because
need to do
AVE
that.
is okay already. No need to delete. That is how you do this. Okay. Okay. Now MC1 588. Let's check the AVE. Okay. AVE is low 496. Right. So shall I delete MC1? Have to delete, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, delete. Now we check. And then we have one more. MC4 is 565, but check the AVE. Now AVE is okay already. So we don't delete. Okay, class. A quick one. What is this? What is this loading means? Why some loadings are high, some loadings are low? Loading means whether how much the item is measuring what is supposed to measure in that construct. That means how much the item is explaining the construct. If the loading is high, that means the item is explaining the construct in a very high level. But if the loading is very, very low, that means the item is not measuring the construct.
So talk
All
about the
this,
validity.
yes, correct. Right? So all this comes from where? From your scale that you have adapted. Are you adapting the right scale to measure your construct? When you make mistake in your questionnaire, impact is here. Right? The impact will be here. And sometimes in one construct, you have 5 items. You need to read all the item and see, are they measuring what they're supposed to measure in the construct? Right? So let's say I'm talking about diet. My construct is on diet. And then my first item, we need to walk every day. We need to take healthy food. Right? I visit my mother every day. Question number 1, okay or not? Item number 1, okay or not? We need to go for exercise after food every day. That one is okay, right?
Yes.
We need to take, let's say, food with less carbohydrate. Okay or not?
Yes.
I need to visit my mother every day.
No.
No. So this item, when it comes here, the loading will be high or low?
Will be low.
No.
Will be low. And this is the meaning of outer loading. So definitely when the items are not good, then it will reflect in this step. Then you don't cry lah, yeah? You see, in a very short period, how many items we deleted? Already delete how many items? 3, right?
Yeah, yes.
Already 3, yeah? This is the first test. I haven't checked other tests yet. Yeah, this is the first test. So fast, we had to delete 3 items already. Okay, now you open report. You open the report. This is where you'll get all the report line, yeah? So you just scroll down. Can you see outer loadings? These are the outer loadings that we saw just now. Don't worry about the red color line, yeah? Because the cutoff point, the strict cutoff point must be more than 0.708. But we have a lenient. As long as it's more than 0.5, check the AVE. AVE, okay, we don't delete. Yeah. After that, you need to check the construct reliability and validity. Okay. Chrombar alpha all okay or not? Green color means all okay lah. Meet the cutoff point already. Chrombar alpha is okay, right?
Yes.
Chrombar alpha
Yes.
must be more than 0.7. So all okay. So between composite reliability, we usually report the composite reliability for row C lah, eh? Row C must be above 0.7, all okay. AVE just now we deleted to improve, so now all okay. Another headache is discriminant validity. Discriminant validity, we will check HTMT. HTMT must be less than 0.85. Okay. Or second one must be below 0.9. If below 0.85, all will be green color. If above, between 0.85 to 0.9 will be black color. More than 0.9 will be red color. Then you need to delete items. This is the most difficult part to delete. Yeah, you need to delete items to improve your reading. That will be called as HTMT. Yeah. Okay, and then we also need to check our collinearity. Collinearity, we have two. One, it must be below 0.3.3. Sorry, it must be below 3.3. Right? The strict one is below 3.3, and then another one must be below. If below 3.3, it will be all green color. Right? If below between 3.3 to 5, it will be black color. So both are accepted, right? But collinearity, we cannot do anything. We cannot delete anything for collinearity. Just have to report. Yeah. So these are the tests that we have to report and how to report. How to report. Let me show you how to report. Okay. This is a template that usually I give to students on how to report in your chapter 4. So estimate of loadings. So this is where we will write the loadings, the highest and the lowest. We need to create this table. First of all, this is called as measurement model table. So we will put everything here. Just now we did loadings, right? Correct or not? See the loadings?
Correct.
Okay. We take this value, we take this loading value, we need to put it into one table. This is the table. VIF is called as collinearity here, collinearity statistics. We have to take this VIF and then we will report in this table, this VIF. Then the Cronbach alpha, AVE, CR, we will take from here. So we will take from here, construct reliability, this table. So all the tests, we do it here, but reporting also is important because just now what we did is only the test, but you have to know how to report. But when it comes to the table, only one table, but reporting, we need to report all individually. First, we report the loadings. After that, we will report the indicator reliability, which is your Cronbach alpha. And then we will report our composite reliability. After that, we will report our ABE. And then last, we will report our discriminant validity, which is our HTMT. This is our HTMT. We also have two more tests called as cross-loading and Fornell and Lacker. That one is not so important, but I always tell Fornell and Lacker and cross-loading, just report if it is good. Not if your results are not so good, don't report. Just report the HTMT is enough. Yeah. So this one will be your cross-loading. This will be your Fornell and Lacker. Okay, so now what we did, all this is what? Measurement model or structural model?
Measurement model.
Measurement
model. So now I showed you all the points, right? So measurement model, okay or not okay? Okay, ready, right?
Okay. Doctor, one question, sorry. So
yes, Victor.
if we delete any of the items from the model, are we going to report we
yes,
deleted
we have
one
to
or
report.
two? We have to report it.
We have to report every single deletion has to be reported.
All right.
So I think you see, we will report like this. Item so were deleted due to loadings. And then in the write-up also we need to write here, you see. Right? So I think no. Like this. We need to write 4 items were deleted due to low loading. So you need to report. Okay, we cannot hide anything.
All right.
Okay, back here. So assuming now I done my outer loading, okay, I deleted 3 items, and then my composite reliability, all okay, ABE, CA, discriminant validity, all okay. So now my model can proceed with structural model. If I cannot settle my measurement model, even for one test also, I cannot proceed with my structural model. So assuming my model is good, we can proceed with our structural model to test our hypothesis. To test hypothesis, we need to do bootstrapping. Okay, bootstrapping is 10,000. The one bootstrapping means it will actually run the sample 10,000 times to give a better reliability line. So 10,000. Your results here, you must change it to slower. And this is one tail. Mostly if your hypothesis is directional. Directional means you write your hypothesis like has a positive or negative. Then it's called as directional. So you need to be careful. If your hypothesis say you just write A has a significant impact on B. That is directional or non-directional?
Direction.
Directional or non? No, I just say A has a
Non-directional.
Non-directional.
non-direction.
Two
If
tail.
yes, two-tail. Non-directional means you need to change this to two-tail, and your cutoff point for your t value will be above 1.96. But if one tail, your t test will be above 1.645. The cutoff points lie. Yeah? Okay, now I start calculation. We are going into structural model to test our hypothesis. Yeah. So I'm sure going to show you the result. This will take a little longer because 10,000 here. Okay, now I open my path coefficient. Yeah. Can you see? This is the result for my hypothesis. P-value. Cutoff point for p-value for your hypothesis is must be less than 0.05. Now you know why my first hypothesis is red color? Supported, not supported?
Not supported.
Not
Not
supported.
Not
Not
supported.
supported.
And one mistake that many students do, they only look at p-value. It's wrong. We have 4 criteria. One is to see p-value. Second, you must see your t-statistics also. T-statistics is t-value. So I'm using one tail or two tail just now.
One tail.
One.
One tail means your t-value must be more than 1.645. If you use two tail, it will be more than 1.96. Understand? So now one tail lah. So first one, supported, not supported. P-value not
Not
supported. T-value also not supported. And then we will look at original sample. Original sample, we call it as beta value. Later in your report, in your thesis, we will write it as beta value. My beta value doesn't have a cutoff point. Beta value got no cutoff point, but we will look at direction. My hypothesis is directional. If I put my hypothesis positive, your beta value must be positive. If I put my hypothesis negative, my beta value will be negative. Understand? Clear?
Yes.
So now let's say, assuming my beta value is positive. So beta value is positive, this one also positive. Okay, but p value and t value not okay. Right? And you also must see confidence interval bias corrected. So for confidence interval bias corrected, we only look at the 5%, 95%. 5% we call it as lower level. 95% we will call it as upper level, UL, LL, UL. So this UL and this LL, UL, both must be negative or both must be positive. You cannot have one negative, one positive. Because when you have one negative, one positive, it has to straddle a zero in the middle. It has to go through a zero in the middle. So cannot. So now the first one, okay or not okay? Not okay, right?
Not okay.
No,
Not
okay.
okay.
Negative.
So all the 3 criteria not met. Okay, we just look at the first one, yeah? P-value, okay, not okay?
Not okay.
For the first
Not
hypothesis, AC to
okay.
MC, P-value not
okay.
okay. T-value,
Not okay.
not okay. Beta,
Okay.
beta,
Okay.
okay. Because all my hypothesis is positive. So beta is okay. Because this is also positive. But my confidence interval, first these two,
Not okay.
not okay. So out of 4 criteria, how many okay? Only one, isn't it?
One.
So hypothesis supported, not supported.
Not supported.
Not supported.
Not supported. Remember, you must meet all 4 criteria. Then only we can say supported. Even if it doesn't meet one criteria, it is still not supported. I have a very nice explanation for the second one. I was looking for this for so long. Finally got one example. P-value supported or not supported?
Supported.
Supported. T-value?
Supported.
Supported. Beta value?
Supported.
Supported. Now let's look at confidence interval.
Not supported.
Not supported. So hypothesis supported or not supported?
Not supported.
Not supported. So that is why some people have major correction because they read the interpretation wrongly. They just see p-value green means they say hypothesis supported. No, we have 4 criteria. Yeah. Okay, we do this together. The third one and the fourth hypothesis. P-value, okay, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, T-value. Okay, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
T.
One more than 1.6.
Both T-value okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, beta also okay. And if you look at confidence interval also okay. So these two are supported. So that means the last two hypotheses is supported, correct? Correct
Yes.
or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, supported. So this is for direct relationship. Direct means direct lah. It doesn't look at the mediation. So for indirect means you need to click specific indirect effect. So through the mediation, you see the first one, p-value okay, t-value okay, beta is okay, and then confidence interval is okay. So first mediation is okay. But the other two okay or not? Both also not okay, right? Red color already. P-value rate minus others, you need to check the others or not. No need, right?
Only
No need, right? Both also. So only mediation, only one is okay. So total, here we have three mediation and 4 direct. 7 out of 7, we only have 3 supported. 3 hypotheses supported. Okay, girl? Understand?
Yes.
So we have done measurement model, we have done the structural model, and then we can also do the PLS predict. PLS predict you run. This is standard. PLS predict, the results is only for your endogenous. Your DV only will have the results, yeah? DV and your mediator lah, right? So this one, we will see the difference between PLS-SEM RMSE with LM-RMSE. So we will see whether this value is bigger or this value is bigger. So if your PLS-SEM is smaller, your RMSE is smaller than your LM, your prediction is higher. But if majority is lower, your prediction is lower. Okay? No, this one is a bit confusing. Later, when you come with your data or when you join the class, you will understand better. Yeah? Okay, so now tell me, is your PLS difficult? Difficult, girl?
not
Class.
so.
Oh lah, not so difficult. Do you think that you can manage?
Still like a new phone till
Yes,
now.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
They manage.
Right? But it's not, that's why I say it's first time, yes. First time you want to open a software, it's just like buying a new iPhone and you don't know how to use. It's just like that. After some time, you'll get used to it. It's just that what I actually learning PLS, I'm not seriously worried about students learning PLS, right? But I'm very worried about students doing questionnaire and mistakes in the questionnaire. And that is what which will lead to a lot of issues here. As I told you, all the tests, we have seen all the tests, right? So how do you know that the tests all are done in a proper? You see, as I told you, right? Okay, let me run the algorithm for all. Okay, how to make sure that all these, we don't have to delete so many items. Can you do, after you collect data, now after you have collected data, you're analyzing the data, right? Can you do anything or not? Cannot, right? It's too late, isn't it?
Yes.
Class?
Too late.
Too late. The only thing you can do is you need to delete item, but delete item also, you cannot freely delete item as you wish. We have a cutoff point. We only can delete 20% of the total item. You see, I said 20%. It's not many. It's not a lot. Okay. So sometimes you delete, and then exit already. You can't. Then your model will become redundant. So after you collected data, you cannot do much. That is the reason why I keep telling, try to attend your questionnaire development class and your PLS class at least once before you go for your PD. before you submit your PD, because you need to understand these two things properly in order for you to avoid making drastic mistakes. Because once data collected, nothing much we can do, right? Worst scenario, if it is too bad, you need to go and redesign your questionnaire and recollect another 200, 300. You want to do that? You want to do that?
No.
No, Doctor.
Right? So that is why I want to advise you all. So if you have any spare time or anything when you're free, please attend one workshop in SmartPLS, learn about it, and anywhere in the future, if you come across any good workshop on questionnaire development, at least attend one so that you understand what it is all about and how it is connected to your data analysis in chapter 4. Okay? Okay, or not, class?
Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, what's the time? Yeah, it's already 10:10. Sorry, taking up your 10 minutes extra. So wish you all good luck to everybody. Hope that all of y'all will be able to pull this data analysis well. And I hope for newcomers, you roughly understand what is data analysis. Yeah. Wish you all the best. Good luck. Thank you so much for joining the session. I will not be sharing the recording, but I will upload the recording in YouTube in another 1 or 2 days. And I will share the link in our group. Those who have joined BTech group, Telegram group, and also our BTech WhatsApp group, please remain in the group. Our next free session is about theory testing. I mean, framework development, theoretical framework development, right? Oh, sure, Ellie. Thanks. See you this weekend. Oh, Ellie, managed to get your ticket from Kuching, ke? Okay, so the next next free session I'll be doing is on theoretical development soon, maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. So remain in the class, right? Just ignore all the little messages in the group, but the group is very informative. From time to time, I will be sharing all our free sessions there. So wish you good luck. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doctor.
Doctor.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye. Thank you, Ben, for helping me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, thanks, Monica. Bye-bye.
Bye, Doctor.